Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Rays, and today I'm doing a bit of a preview. This week I've decided with all the kind of negative information that has been going around with Brave Exvius lately, maybe some players out there would like to try a few different games. And I'm not saying that it's time to abandon ship with Brave Exvius, but there are just so many games out there. And so this week I kind of wanted to spend, maybe if recording has gone well, as this is the first one that I am recording really, I would like to do just 5 preview videos of different games. Maybe you have heard of, maybe you haven't heard of, maybe you would like to try. And the first one that I want to talk about today is Epic 7, a game that I've been now playing for multiple months, and I should clarify how I've been playing this game. Epic 7 is a really big game with a ton of shit to do in it, like just so much stuff to do. And that is something I absolutely unabashedly kind of love, because there is this general feeling of progression as you move forward in the game. That is not to say that this game isn't without its own kind of problems or whatnot, but yeah, this is a game that I've been playing pretty regularly, but on a more casual note. While I have been doing a lot of stuff in it, I haven't been going super overboard. I haven't spent a massive amount of time, and it hasn't become my main game. But it is still a game I enjoy for quite a few reasons. So I want to talk just a little bit about Epic 7. Epic 7 is, of course, a character gacha game that also has something else in the gacha, and that will be a turnoff for some people. But it's not like Dragalia Lost was at the beginning of its one. This is basically what you can pull as well from the summons, and we'll show that a little bit later as we do some summons just for fun. But these are artifacts. Artifacts you equip to your characters, which gain extra abilities. The thing I like about artifacts in this game is that they feel pretty darn useful, just by design, but they really do feel like just a essential piece of equipment that does something. There are specific artifacts for, characters. There are some general ones too. And Epic 7 is a game that is a little more friendly to reroll when it comes to characters, because at the start of the game, you get some summon resources, but you also, when you complete the first chapter, you get what is called a selective summon, where you get to do a whole bunch of multis in a row, and you get to pick the one you like the best. In that, if you roll one and you're happy with it, then you just get to keep that one, and then you just get to keep playing the game. It makes re-rolling a little less painful, just a little less though. So I'm not really here to give a ton of beginner tips. If people are interested, I can definitely do a video about that, explaining what characters you should kind of be looking for when you're starting the game, as well as some general tips and tricks to become a little more powerful, what you should be focusing on, and so on and so forth. Because I do know these things, even if I'm not super hardcore into them yet. But characters in this game follow the easiest way to put it is the Fire Emblem pattern, which is definitely a popular gacha game out there. So there are Earth characters, there are Ice Elemental characters, and if I can actually find one in this list, there are Fire Elemental characters. And Fire is good against Earth, Earth is good against Ice, Ice is good against Fire. So in that sense, you kind of have a triangle pattern of advantages of some characters have over other characters, and then you have 2 other types, which are dark and light characters, which can only be gotten through special summons, but they are just incredibly powerful characters. So, like, for instance, Domniel here, she is pretty much one of my favorite characters in the game, and she is just so powerful, even though she is a 4-star base. And that is another thing to bring up about Epic 7, because while in a lot of other gacha games you need 5 stars to progress in like a lot of the content, here there are a ton of 3-star characters that are basically better than a lot of 5-star characters in a ton of content. Take Falconer Clury, who is a change character from regular Clary, or Kiris, who is a archer. Both of these characters start out in the game as a 3-star base character, which is the most common rarity you can get for, you know, main characters. Super powerful, super incredible, absolutely really strong. So in that sense, characters are a really big strong point because you can use weaker level characters until you start getting some more powerful ones. Epic 7 is also more generous with resources to summon characters. Bookmarks and Skystone are both used to get characters in the game, and you can get a fair bit of it just by upgrading certain equipment. So in that sense, Epic 7 to me has been a, you know, if you play the game, you get enough free stuff to get, you know, to have a pretty good chance of getting some characters, and that is something I like. While the counterpoint to this is upgrading characters. Obviously, you know, you have to go up the old ranking tree from a 3-star to a 4-star to a 5-star, which to eventually a 6-star, and the 6-star is really where this becomes difficult, because 6 stars require you to do a lot of stuff, and this is definitely where Epic 7 gets a bit of its grind. For instance, you need to 2-star to upgrade to a 3-star, you need to upgrade it by giving it 2 2-star materials. Like so. That would upgrade this character to a 3-star. Then to upgrade a 3-star to a 4-star, so let's just see if I got one. Okay, right there. I would need to throw 3 3-stars into it. So you can see the pattern, and this is where it becomes a bit of a problem, because obviously to get to a 6-star, the most powerful characters that you can get, or the most powerful level that your characters can get to, it takes a lot of resources, and therefore it takes a lot of time, and grinding these out is definitely time consuming. It is not the easiest thing in the world, even if there are, you know, different tips and tricks to get more out of it and to get there faster. It is not a thing that is particularly that easy. Now, that's kind of my overview of characters. In this game, there is already PvP, there is story content, and there is weekly events too. Arena or PvP is quite difficult in this game because there are a lot of players who are just fully into the grind and spend a lot of their time and are level 60 with unbelievable equipment that you won't stand a chance against. But hell, that's kind of a lot of games PvP, so I don't hold it against Epic 7. On the counterpoint, like the story content, there are 10 chapters in it. When you finish the 10 chapters, you unlock hard difficulty, and that is something I appreciate about this game, is the fact that, you know, once you beat the actual story, you get to just go into hard content, and hard content is a fair bit more difficult, but it does mean that there is something extra to do. We still, since the game has launched, I believe about 4, 5, 6 months ago, I don't even remember, we haven't seen another insert of like story-based content in the game. We know that it's coming. We just don't know exactly when or how long. But you know, with all the things there is to do in Epic 7, I am still nowhere near close to being done all of it, and that is something really great too. That there is just so much content, even in the story, because there's also your weekly events. And currently we are in the middle of a collaboration, and that collaboration is... oh, there we go. One more. Let's do it. There we got there. Is Guilty Year. And Guilty Year is our first collaboration, so you can expect more collaborations in the future. But basically every week there is some kind of big event going on, which means that there's always stuff to do in Epic 7, which is great. You also have daily events that you can do, such as Spirit Altars, to get upgrading equipment for your characters, Abyss, which is incredibly challenging content, Hunts, which is to gather more equipment, and we'll put a pin in equipment for a second here, Labyrinth, which are exploration, and Challenges, which are a fair bit more difficult, and oh wow, I gotta do that. Oof, gotta do that after the video. But yeah, there is just a massive amount of content that is to be done in Epic 7, and that is great. You get stuff every day from just logging in, and stamina, while it is a little bit costly in this game, it's not so bad. You get, you know, I guess hardcore players will say that there's not enough stamina in the game, and that is true. But everything in the game has its purpose and has its uses, whether it's gold, energy, arena flags, all of this stuff has uses in the game and has different ways that you can trade resources to get stuff in areas where you maybe do need it. There's things like the secret shop, which allow you to get, you know, other chances at equipment. Hold on. It's not that good. Oof. We're safe. And there is also the Sanctuary. The Sanctuary is just another piece where you can upgrade, such as the Heart of Orbis, which just generates resources for you every so often and has a chance for a bonus chance. Like right now, I could just hit this receive rewards, and I have a 50% chance to get a 200% bonus. Let's see if we get lucky. Hey, excellent, even on camera. So I get a 200% bonus up, so instead of getting 2, I get 6. It's another way that actually adds up really quickly so long as you're playing the game. You have Forest of Soul, which can get you leveling up penguins, or those spirit guys, which you can use to promote your characters, or other enhancing equipment. You have High Command, which allows you to do missions just to generate more resources, or the Steel Workshop, which allows you to get equipment, again, put a pin in it. But you can upgrade all of this, so it has tons of stuff that you can do constantly, and that is something that I do appreciate, that there is just so many things going on in the game that it's really quite nice. Once you find your balance and your kind of way that you go about the game, it just works out really nicely. There's a dispatch mission, so generates me some currency of a certain type, some EXP for certain characters, and I just get to hit try again, and off they go, using some stamina. And speaking of events, this is another type of event. There is always basically one of these running. For right now, it's the Spring Warm-Up event. For just doing stuff in the game, you get extra resources, extra energy, extra other currencies in the game, and just other stuff such as summoning things, or summoning bookmarks. So yeah, it works really nicely just having a whole bunch of stuff. Now let's talk about the weak points of Epic 7 really quickly, and one that is particularly always in my mind, which is equipment. Equipment is difficult in this game. You have multiple types of rarities, but the really thing that is going to bust your balls is stats. Every piece of equipment in the game can have random stats on it, and this is the thing that just will make you grind for basically ever, trying to get the perfect stats. And even then, as you level up equipment, like, let's take for instance this speed sword. If I was to enhance it, ooh, that's lucky. Actually, let's not go crazy here. By enhancing it, there's a chance that you will actually enhance the stats on the weapon too. Like there, bam, we got an increase to speed on a speedway weapon for a character that I was building for speed. That's pretty awesome. But perhaps if I had gotten effectiveness or critical hit chance, it would have been generally worse. So equipment is one of the biggest grinds in the entire game and will be basically kind of all-consuming. But again, if you consider the fact that if you're looking for stuff to do, this is a pretty good thing. So with that all being said, let's take a look at what the combat looks like, because maybe you haven't seen it and you're tired of listening to me and showing off different menus. Well, let's show off some combat. So let's go into this event, because this is the current event that you want to be grinding, because even right now you can get a free 5-star base character for just playing this event. It's pretty awesome. Let's just grab that. Thank you. That, okay. The game is only performing so well right now because today the servers kind of melted down with the collaboration. Again, So let's just go in here, and I will pick your friend unit. Nothing particularly uncommon here for anybody who has played something like Brave Exvius, for example. You will be familiar with the idea of having characters or you know, that are friend-based units that will help you out. It does make the game a little bit easier. Alright, so we can see here the types of enemies, the type of rewards we can potentially get, so that's great. Thanks for showing me the art. Let's start. So this is a more difficult run, but it gives us better resources, or better rewards, I should say. Wrong R word. And we'll just kind of hit auto, just to show a little bit of how the game plays itself, and then I'll take over in the final fight of this mission. Because I also want to take a drink of tea. Ah, that's the stuff. So, Epic 7 is a absolutely gorgeous game. Every character basically has, you know, these animations, and the animations are absolutely gorgeous. It gives the characters some personality. It is a real bit of charming. Some of them are a little overly sexualized, which I personally am not a big fan of, but a lot of them are incredibly cool animations that I have not gotten tired of, even using some of these characters for months on end. And I have been able to build a really great team that I like, with a lot of great characters that I've gotten. So, you know, just for, you know, logging in and everything, I feel pretty happy with this game overall, because I just have, you know, such awesome stuff. And that is something that we all kind of play for. Alright, okay, that would have been nice if we could have got out of there. So again, since most of my characters on this team are Earth, you can see that they are not getting... Whoa. Get in there, that's awesome. Currency? Oh yeah, baby. That's nice. That's nice right there. Sorry. So, a lot of these characters, you can see the red icon above their name. That red icon basically means that they are fire enemies, so they have an advantage against earth enemies, which a lot of my team is. But eventually, late game, when you have good enough equipment and your characters are, you know, leveled and everything, it really doesn't matter. You'll come across enemies in the game in harder content that are considerably higher difficulty, by having higher level, higher stats, being more resistant to your effects and everything. So there is a good amount of challenge to make you constantly be thinking about how you are going to change up your strategies, and that is something nice. Team composition is fairly different here. For instance, the characters that I have kind of are, you know, based around the idea of breaking an enemy's defense, but that's not something you can always do. And with only a 4-party member spot, you know, you kind of got to think, well, I need a healer, a tank maybe, or is it better just to go straight DPS and try and just get through the fight? So it does make for a lot of variety in fights, although there are definitely some incredibly strong teams out there with powerful characters that you can kind of just go through. Although Domneil here is just awesome, that side. Anyway. Got it. Alright, so let's just go through here, and we'll go up against the boss, and I'm going to be taking manual control to show off a little bit more. So we got like 3 fire guys here, not particularly great for my team. Also, I just don't have any of my breaks ready yet. Although we critted, that's pretty cool. And I'll show a different mechanic here in a minute, because this is another mechanic that is in the game. I was going to show summons, but yeah, I want to kind of show burn first. Burn, you basically get this currency in the game called soul. It's basically kind of like a limit burst, if you want to put it in Final Fantasy terms. It can power up certain abilities in the game to make them do like much greater, higher damage outputs than regular. So that was a pretty good hit right there. Let's see if we can. We have a very little chance. I think 0% chance to stun this guy. He got blind on us. Okay, we're taking some damage. Not too bad. See if we can get an attack break. We can't. Again, Earth-based character won't have super high chance of critting against these enemies, so we're kind of relying on Domniel here to do a lot of damage, but this guy is pretty tanky. We're not in any real danger, but we're also not going to have the easiest time. Okay, a little dangerous. One more turn and we'll get our abilities. So some abilities do have cooldowns, so they do take a while to come back. So let's show off the summons that I was talking about. So here's one. This is Arky, kind of the mascot of the game, sort of. First summon you get does a fair amount of damage based on the enemy's attack. We can also use Domniel's S3 ability, which boosts readiness. Readiness is, as you can see on the left side, you can see your turn-based counter, basically, and characters move up it, and then when they get there, they get a turn. Alright, so let's keep punching him in the face. That's a pretty good strategy. Give a heal. So every character in this game really is different, has different abilities that you can use to change the outcome of battle, and are we gonna get it? Yeah, we got a defense break. That's pretty nice. It's a little unfortunate that Domniel's here, because this guy has, as you can see, he's got a trick. We'll see if we can't get rid of that barrier, though. Not today. Okay, well, there's still a chance for us. Let's just burn this, protect our characters, get a bit of heals going. Double attack, finished him off. The boss is already running away. Okay, but I guess we got to... that is something, too. When you kill a boss in this game, the under enemies actually die a lot of the time, so it can be a strategy just to go straight for the boss. It can also be a strategy to not go straight for the boss and aim for the minor enemies first. Fights will kind of have different requirements, but didn't need our friend unit, got some more currency, beautiful. Slowly working my way up to getting that free 5-star character, who is actually really incredible, FYI. But I think I've talked about a lot of stuff in the game, and there is the summons. So let's talk about summons. So there are the limited time banners. These banners have up rates for specific characters, and there are also limited summons. So since right now we have a collaboration on, limited banners in this game actually do have a pity timer on them. Normal uprate banners do not, so it is fully possible, and I have lived it, to spend a fair amount and not get the guarantee or the featured character on here. As you can see right here at the top, it says basically the amount you need is 121 summons. If you do 121 summons, you're guaranteed to get the character, and remember, in game you get a fair amount of resources, so you can... You know, there is a way that you can save up. It's not just spending money in this game to get that stuff. So resources are pretty friendly. There's also the Covenant Summon. You get a daily one of these for free, which is pretty cool. You can get 5 stars off of that, so that's really nice as well. There is Mystic Summons. These are on a currency that you can also buy, but you get by competing in a mode called Guild Wars. Pretty difficult, but still has a chance of getting you not only regular characters that are in the pool, but also brand new Moonlight Summons. And so Moonlight Summons are the most difficult. These are the ones that require you to have Moonlight bookmarks. They take a lot to get, but behind this is some of the most powerful characters in the game, and as you can see, there are no artifacts. This is just a hero summon, unlike the other summons. So, oh yeah, friendship summons is just to get, you know, fodder, basically. But in the regular summons, if you do these, you have a chance of either getting an artifact or a hero. It's basically 50-50, though not quite, and it's about 1.25% drop rate for a hero. So the rates for 5-star heroes aren't that great. That is definitely something that could, you know, maybe be improved, but 5-star rates is a total of 3%. You can judge it however you feel like. But we're going to do 4 summons here because I have 220 bookmarks and my OCD says that's not quite good enough. So let's just see what summons look like, and we'll do it on the current limited time banner because I haven't decided yet if I'm going for it. But if I am, this is progress. So when you're summoning, you'll get this in, you'll get the book. They recently changed it so you don't tap anymore. And if you see the character icon on the left side of the pages, then that means that you got a character. So right here, this is a 3-star character. Cool, fodder. All right, let's try again. Hopefully we'll see at least a 4-star so I can show off what the animation looks like for that. Or even a 5-star if I was really lucky. Okay, left side, if you see those kind of pictures, basically you got an artifact. So now we've shown both an artifact and a character. Can we get a 4-star? Or a 5-star? Probably not, but you know. And it is possible for the 3-star animation to go up to a 4-star animation. The 4-star animation basically looks like a... how do I put this? The 4-star animation looks like gold pages. And a character will pop up either on the left side or the right side of the screen if you got a 5-star. So that's how you know that basically happened. It would be amazing if we got the 5-star on this. But nope, doesn't look like it. Just a couple of 3-star characters. So again, rates are working as intended. Obviously, don't want to make anyone assuming that the rates are just insane in this game. But yeah, that is basically the summon feature of the game. And the only other thing is kind of these reputation things, which are, you know, by doing daily stuff or achievements in the game, you get resources and whatnot. So if we look down here, like as you rank up, you get more Skystone. Reaching level 10 with a certain number of heroes gives you gold, or reaching level 20, or filling the hero journal, so getting more heroes in the game. So there's lots of stuff that you can do for achievements in this game that give you resources or bonus benefits that are lasting, such as increased battle gold, which is always good because gold in this game is super useful for upgrading or super needed for upgrading your equipment, especially better quality equipment. So yeah, that is basically kind of Epic 7 in a nutshell. It is a grindy game, there is no doubt in my mind about that. But there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of quality here. It kind of makes sense how expensive some of the stuff is, given that there's some really nice animations, some really nice polish, some good stuff in the story, and there's just a lot of things to do that you can do with your characters. And some content that will even force you to change up your strategy and maybe get new characters and whatnot. So yeah, that's basically my preview of Epic 7. If you're a little tired of Brave Exvius, maybe dip your foot into the pool here. It's not a known franchise, but I think there actually is some pretty good lifespan here. So that's all for this preview. Tomorrow we'll be going through another game, hopefully, provided that I got my recording done on time. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you're interested, please leave something in the comments below asking for maybe tips or tricks, and I can do that video too. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.